It's been good talking with you. I can't thank you enough. You don't want to shake my hand? All right.
You're just a professional
quick
debater.
response. I'm not a professional debater. Sir, you stepped out and started talking, and you have every right to do that, and I thank you for doing that.
I'm walking past you all the time.
Well, you feel free to walk past me. This is fine. And I've never taken a debate course once, by the way, to straighten you out on me.
What happens when a short-tempered atheist and Christian pastor clash over the world's hardest questions? Watch as these two tackle Christianity and atheism's toughest moral questions, ending in an outrage by the atheist. Do objective morals exist? What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and enjoy the video.
Basically, what you're saying is that you're just going to use personal anecdotes of, well, this scripture says...
That's not what I said at all.
Well, yeah, no.
That was like the fourth point.
No, you said that, well, look at scripture.
Yep.
Scripture says this specific person, God helped them in this way. You said, well, okay, so kids dying of cancer, these kids are going to heaven. So basically, you're only pointing to personal anecdotes to try and prove to some. So if someone's an atheist, they don't.
What did I start with? What was my first point? You're missing my first point. Because you're right. If I would have just said those, that would have been an embarrassing answer. I totally agree. Talked about C.S. Lewis and moral obligation and how he dealt with suffering evil and thinking through it logically, that it's not that bad if there is no God, because there's no moral obligation, no real evil and goodness. Secondly, no, to your point, it's a great point. Do you want to finish and then I'll answer?
Well, what I was going to say is, basically, what y'all are saying is pretty much that without God, if you're an atheist, if you don't believe in God or any higher power, if you're not spiritual, then you have no ability to have morals.
No,
basically.
We never said that once. We would never say that.
Not that you don't have an
Sir,
ability.
I've been speaking for 40 years on campus, okay? I've never said that once.
Don't jump on me.
Yes, I will. When you misquote me, I will reject it.
If you're going to jump first, we got to jump second.
Yeah, we will jump. You're jumping and we'll jump, okay? So please don't misquote me. I have never once said atheists cannot live good lives. I've said the opposite. I've said my atheist friends live good lives. They have an understanding of goodness. The question is, what is goodness? Who defines goodness? And if there is no God, the answer to that's real obvious. You define goodness, I define goodness, culture defines goodness, the power elite define goodness, but it's all relative depending upon the individual, the culture, or the powerful people you're interacting with.
But that's how it is in general, all right.
No! Those are the different options.
No.
The individual, the culture, the power elite, or God.
Each person has the ability to choose their own morals.
Yeah, obviously. We all choose.
Every government of any body of people has their ability to choose the morals that they're going to put into law over the people that...
Obviously, we agree on that.
So that already exists in real life.
Obviously, that exists in real life.
Has the ability
so
to
what
choose
on earth is your point?
Well, you're saying that to be able to... You're saying that we should all have some sort of communal, morals.
False. Never said that once.
You're saying that we should get these morals derived from Scripture and from God.
False. Never said that once.
You just explain what you just said.
Thank you for asking.
Explain it again.
What I said was, if he says there is no mind prior to the human mind, no God, then it's obviously the human mind that creates and defines right and wrong, which means right and wrong are totally relative. They are a fantasy created in this handsome head, a fantasy created in this handsome head. I am not right, he's not wrong, he's not right, I'm not wrong. It's all relative. That is all we've been saying. Now, when you realize that, what you've got to say is, okay, I think it's wrong for him to stab him, but that's just my personal bias. If he chooses to say it's good to stab him, that's good for him.
Yeah.
No, wrong. It's horrible for him to stab him.
Yeah, but it's all relative.
No, it's not all relative.
Is it wrong for you? Do you believe that it's wrong for me to just stab him?
Yeah, but
that's just his relative opinion.
It's everything's relative.
Exactly. So if you believe everything's relative, live it out. So if I stab him, don't tell me that I've done something objectively wrong. Tell me, from your biased perspective, me stabbing him is wrong.
By the standards of our society.
Good, and so what if we live in white South Africa? What happens if
then the standards of that society are different than they are here?
Exactly, which means it's still all relative.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Which means don't get so upset about him stabbing him. Because it's just relatively wrong. It's not objectively wrong, it's just relatively wrong. So chill and let him stab him. Now, you can say it's wrong. Obviously, he says it's right.
But it's still relative.
Yeah, exactly, according from your view.
If a person believes So you're saying that the only reason that we believe that it's a general consensus that someone stabbing someone else is evil is because those are morals that we got from God?
Because morality is relative. For him to stab him, objectively, nothing wrong. But if he has been created with value, because there's a God who made him for a purpose, then it is evil for him to murder him. It's that simple.
Evil is relative. Evil is
No, it's
a matter
not.
of opinion.
When is the abuse of an innocent child ever good?
I'm saying we believe it's bad as a society, but an individual could still believe...
I could give a rip. In some societies, they think it's just fine to eat your babies. I think that society is wrong. I don't care what the culture says. It's wrong to eat your baby. Don't do it. Objectively wrong. I am convinced Dr. Martin Luther King was absolutely correct when he wrote the letter from the Birmingham jail that said, you know, I really don't care what the great state of Alabama says. There's a law above the law of the great state of Alabama, and according to that law, segregation is evil. The only way he can say that is because he knows there's a God who creates all human beings in his image with equal value. Therefore, for you to denigrate somebody and have a racist attitude is not relatively wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Does that make sense?
But that doesn't prove anything.
Doesn't prove anything, you're right. It's just calling you to be intellectually consistent, that's all.
No.
So if you're going to tell me morality is relative, then don't tell me that abusing innocent children is wrong. Don't tell me that racism is wrong.
But you're misquoting me. Because
I'm not quoting you. I said don't say. I haven't said it yet.
I'm saying don't say, and then whatever.
Don't think, okay? I'm not quoting you, okay?
So what you're saying is, well, okay, if each individual person has their own ability to choose their morals.
Yes.
Each individual person can do that.
Yeah.
So it's all relative. So if we as a society believe that this thing is inherently wrong, if we as a society believe school shootings inherently wrong, racism inherently wrong, that's our beliefs as a society. That could be completely different than the beliefs of a society somewhere else in the world or of a society from the past.
Is our society right and that other society that disagrees with us wrong?
It's all, I mean, it
relative.
just depends
Come
on
yeah,
it's all relative. It depends on the society.
So don't tell me there's any objective good or objective evil. It's all relative.
I never said that there was objective good or objective evil. There's
then
not.
Don't get so upset about evil. Because evil is not objectively wrong, it's relatively wrong.
And you wouldn't go to India and those kids whose parents are breaking their bones, so they put them out on the side of the street so people can give the family money. You wouldn't dare, as an American, go down there and tell them that that's wrong, would you?
Because that's their culture.
And that's ethnocentric of you to do so. I hope you wouldn't do that, because that would be very inconsistent by what you are saying right now, not him misquoting.
The definition of ethnocentric is only from the standards of one's own society.
So you wouldn't do it?
Just because I'm telling them that it's wrong, I'm not saying you need to believe that this is wrong, because my society says you should believe that this is wrong. Saying I believe this is wrong,
and
that's
I don't
not saying
believe
it's
that you really believe
wrong.
that. I do not believe that you really believe that. I don't think if you went down to help that poor child, that his parents did that to him, that you would come back here and be like, oh shoot, that was just my own cultural American morality again, and I cannot tell them that was really wrong.
But that's the truth.
I think you would be pretty dejected and feel pretty bad about yourself.
But I
no,
that's the truth
you
of the
use
situation.
oughts and shoulds every day, I'm sure. Hey mom, you ought to have given me money for lunch today. Hey, brother, you should not have hit me today and pummeled me again. What are you appealing to when you say ought and should?
Y'all see how he's trying to make me, you should feel, you would feel bad coming back in this society, right? You're talking over me.
Shoulds
and you've
and
talked
oughts.
over us as well, so it's a match. Don't worry.
I let you speak a lot.
It's
Continue.
It's all relative to say that something is objectively wrong. It's objective based off of our society's beliefs.
And
saying something is objectively wrong in general over the course of all of history,
yes,
that is based off of our current society's beliefs.
And we're saying Abraham Lincoln was right when he led a civil war that said to the South, you are wrong. Enslaving African Americans is evil, and we're willing to die to stop it. What an arrogant bigot Abraham Lincoln was, or what a man in touch with reality, in touch with objective morals, that he would put it on the line and say, we're going to end slavery. You don't understand that? You're smarter. You understand what I just said to you.
At the time, society believed that slavery was, in general, a good thing.
Yeah, and Abraham Lincoln said no.
But there was also large groups of people during the time that believed that slavery was a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, viewing that as an objective wrong, that's still just another example of the beliefs of the society at the time.
No, it's not. It is a claim that slavery is absolutely evil. Therefore, I am willing to put my life on the line to end it. It's not relatively evil. It's not me foisting my cultural bias on the Southerners. It is me holding to moral absolute. Slavery is evil.
But just because one person believes that doesn't believe that another person believes that.
That obviously.
It doesn't mean that another person thinks that that is the objective truth.
Obviously.
So, how can there be an objective truth if not everyone believes it? It's all
You got to be
relative.
kidding me. You honestly believe that in order for there to be an objective truth, everybody's got to agree on it? Are you serious? That is so scary. It's incredible. You think that unless I can get everybody to agree that the abuse of an innocent child is wrong, and then it's wrong, but if there are a few people who think abusing an innocent child is okay, that therefore it's okay?
I'm telling you, how is it objective if not everyone believes it?
Because objectively, you are created in the image of God. You have been given a value by God that culture and individual, the power elite, the intelligentsia cannot change. It is objectively true. You have value, which means that if anybody devalues you, that is absolutely evil. Objectively evil.
It's not about emotionally feeling it or emotionally just believing in it. No, it's the oughts and should above. It's appealing to a moral transcendent obligation and duties. Please go and check this out. Moral obligation and duties that we buy into. You're right. Cultures are different. Cultures are different. There's honor killings in certain cultures. You're exactly right. But we still, every single person knows the value of a human being, that they have innate value and dignity. Even cannibals, study of cannibals, still, you have to dehumanize before you actually... No, it's not tied... No. Hindus, Buddhists, and Christians, Jews, all say that this is tied to a God. They would differ on what God it is. But even when we talk to one of the top atheists who wrote the introduction, Oxford Introduction to Atheism, Julie Baggini, says that the moral argument is the toughest for an atheist to get around because it breaks into your life in such a way where there are moral oughts, shoulds, and duties in your life. And you know it and you live it out day to day. And you do not make it up. And the statement, when you started out here saying, oh, it's just relativism. Well, that's a relative statement. So why should I buy in to your statement of it's just all relative? That sounds very objective by you stating it's all relative.
No, I'm not saying that objectively, everyone believes their own beliefs.
How's that objective?
Objectively, it's all relative.
Yeah, subjectively.
No, everyone believes their own beliefs. Everyone holds their own value system, their own morals.
Yeah.
So the fact that there is an objective right and wrong, different societies throughout time have had a majority of people in societies have had a belief that a certain thing is right or a certain thing is wrong that we would think are completely different than today.
Yeah. That's reality.
So
that's reality.
During those times, who was thinking, oh, these things are objectively wrong?
People who believed in God for thousands of years have understood God has given commands. He's given us a conscience, and we, by exercising that conscience, can understand what is morally true, good, and real. Therefore, if you try and sexually assault her, I'm going to try and physically stop you. Why? Because she has value, he has value, and when you sexually assault her, you're not like the baboons, you're not like the chimpanzees who do sexually assault each other. Male baboons and chimpanzees sexually assault female baboons and chimpanzees. You're not a baboon, you're a human being created in the image of God. God has created her not as a baboon or as a chimpanzee, but as a woman created in his image, And therefore, if you try and sexually assault her, I will physically try to stop you because I'm convinced it's objectively wrong, morally absolutely wrong for a man to sexually assault a woman.
So if you, from the perspective of believing in objective truth, like from your perspective, believing that there is an objective truth of an objective right and wrong with certain situations, certain moral quandaries, whatever.
Correct.
How you're basically saying that is innately from a higher power, from God. That
if it's real,
we have an objective.
If it is real, there's only one way it can be: that there is some mind prior to his mind, prior to my mind, prior to her mind, that creates and defines her with value.
But if you look at evolution, how do you know that that's not just... I mean, you look at, in the most basic example,
right.
You look at crabs, and
right.
They hatch and they go to the moon, they follow the moon to the ocean.
Okay.
How do you know that it's not just something that we've developed over evolution, over time, that we have developed as humans to, hey, you know what? We innately believe that there is good, that there is value in each individual person. How do you know that that's not something that we've
Because that's the opposite of what evolution teaches. It's the strong eat the weak. It's the powerful are in control. That's why Hitler picked up Nietzschean thinking, which was based off of evolutionary psychology, which says strong eat the weak. There is the Uberman. There is the powerful race. And so you never get morality, especially Judeo-Christian morality that you and I buy into every single day, out of evolutionary psychology. Would you?
Yeah, you could get...
How do you get serving one another? How do you get loving one another? How do you get sacrificing for one another? How do you get, hey, feed the starving, live for human rights, out of evolution, universally?
Well, you're just getting it from a book that was written by...
No, we're not getting it from a book.
Never mentioned
I told
the
you
book
Hindus,
once.
Jews,
So
I
please
told you
stop
everybody.
doing that.
Yeah.
We never said the book Bible once.
That's
Not
what I thought
part
you
of
were
our
going
discussion
on.
right now. We're talking about your conscience. We're talking about the way you experience life. And I bet, although I can't prove it,
that way. If there's an objective,
if you're different, tell me.
How do you know that humans don't inherently believe that in general? How do you know that that came from some sort of higher power?
It's real simple. It's real simple, sir. If you say there is no God, then reality is matter and energy.
Understand? Believing in God, believing in a higher power, is the most human, simple way of explaining what we don't understand.
Baloney.
No.
I believe in God
No.
because God is the best explanation of what I see and observe. And what I'm trying to show you, sir, is what you believe is not the best explanation of why him sexually assaulting her is wrong. Because baboons and chimpanzees do it all the time, and it's not wrong for them. It's an instinct they have. But I'm hoping, you're right, maybe I'm wrong, I'm hoping that you agree with me that for him to sexually assault her is not good. It's really, really
when you look
wrong.
At the beginning of every religion, it was all created by people trying to explain what they can't understand.
Baloney. Total baloney.
That is objectively the reality.
Oh, that's a cop-out, sir.
That's how
Total
religion was
cop-out.
created.
That's false.
But it's not.
People do not believe in God because they have to fill the gaps.
Yes,
some people do. Some people do.
I'm not saying now. I'm saying in the past.
Oh, in the past, them ignorant people, right? No, baloney.
People created religion.
People believe in God, first of all, because they see order and design, and they say, wow. Secondly, they understand there's a meaning to life, and they say, wow. Thirdly, they experience love, and they say, wow. No. If your worldview is correct, then love comes from right here, and energy. Matter and energy. Remember, if you say there is no God, all of reality is matter and energy. You don't get love from matter and energy. Love is a free decision of a will to care for somebody.
Was developed over time, explaining what people couldn't understand.
Baloney.
And then writing that down, and it was...
Sir, I believe in God because confronted by this man with order and design, I don't say, you're an accident. Why? Because accidents don't produce order and design. Accidents produce chaos. This is not chaos. This is not chaos. This is amazing order and design. Therefore, it is far more reasonable plausible to say, in the beginning, God, meaning by that intelligent mind, than it is to say, in the beginning, chance. You're a marvelous accident. Baloney. It's not a marvelous accident. There's too much order and design.
That's what science has. The whole
Science?
universe.
Oh, come on, sir. Now, I have one quick illustration for this science, because you keep on bringing up science. Sir, scientifically, I know that I can prove that if I put arsenic in Grandma's tea, she will die. Science. But the question is, in light of the fact that Grandma has a really big stock portfolio and really large bank account, should I drop arsenic in her tea tonight so I can get the inheritance tomorrow? Science says zero. Zero. No, you listen. Come on. Think with me. That's not the point. The point is, science is a study of process.
I bring up science, and then you just completely change the subject to another.
To science, what you brought up. I didn't bring up science. You brought it up. You've used the word a couple of times. So I'm trying to straighten stuff out here. All right? Science can answer the question, what happens if you drop poison in Grandma's tea? She drinks it, she will die. Science does not answer the question, should you put poison in Grandma's tea, because then she will die, and then you get the inheritance. That is an ethical question. Science does not answer the ethical question. So it's a different field of knowledge from ethics. Science is very important. Don't put poison in Grandma's tea because you will kill her. It does not answer the ethical question. In light of all the money that she has, should you kill her in order to get her money? That's an ethical question. That's not a scientific question.
But I didn't answer science to any moral or ethical question.
You brought up science. I didn't. You brought it up.
Yes, I brought up science because you said that it was unlikely that chance is what created us and the universe and everything.
That's exactly right.
But that's not true. According to
that's
science,
not science.
Not true.
That's not science at all.
The Big Bang Theory is the leading theory of why we're here.
And what do you think the Big Bang Theory tells you? That there's a beginning, which means there's got to be a cause. There's got to be some type of creator. And that's what Einstein had to struggle with. Oh no, Einstein says, I thought the universe was eternal. The Big Bang shows me it's not eternal, which means there's a beginning, which means there's got to be some type of creator. And that's exactly where Einstein went. Now, did you bring Einstein up?
You brought Einstein up.
Okay. In the area of science.
All that explains is that we don't know what happened before that Big Bang. That's all that explains. That doesn't explain, oh, someone or something had to create. It just means we don't know what happened.
That there was something big enough, powerful enough, and outside of space and time to create something inside of space and time. So it's a philosophical... Wait. You stopped. Is that a question, or did you just pause?
No,
Keep talking?
If you believe in the Big Bang, then the concept of outside of space and time before the Big Bang, it's
nothing. Is nothing something, or is nothing nothing? See, atheists have to say nothing is something to get around the argument to say, see, the universe has lasted forever. And so the best atheists that we argue with, the celebrity ones like Aaron Ra and Matt Dillahunty, they'll redefine nothing into something. But all the cosmologists know that actually there was a beginning. So there has to be a beginningless creator, or at least something powerful, call it a computer, that started this thing, that was personal to make that decision. Sounds a lot like God.
Of what we know to exist. What we as humanity knows to exist.
Science, scientifically.
There was a beginning of that. We don't know if we're just some little tiny thing in a massive thing that already existed. We don't know. But we have
had a beginning. That's what science points to. You keep saying science. That's the best cosmologists say that.
But how
consensus. There's a consensus to that now. And that's why so many atheist, naturalistic cosmologists are depressed and they're on medication. Because they started to realize that they're ushering in some type of designer. Even Richard Dawkins has admitted that. So what are you saying exactly? There's some point?
I'm saying that...
What does this mean?
Before...
I'm seriously, I'm being honest. I'm not trying to poke. I'm being honest. What does this mean?
All that we know is the extent of the universe that we have known to exist. We haven't explored the whole universe. We don't know what exists. We don't know what's out there.
Agreed.
So we don't know how expansive it is. So all that we know is that before the Big Bang, nothing existed in the area that we know of.
So you are a scientist of the gaps. You were calling him a God of the gaps guy. You're a science of the gaps guy. Where you're saying, we have no idea yet, so let's just pause it. Science will figure it out sometime in the future. That's exactly what I just heard right there.
Well, it's better than saying, oh, well, it's just because some.
No, we're saying it
creator
makes
created
sense that
it.
something that is
Yeah, of course,
beginningless,
from a human perspective, it makes
timeless,
sense that,
personal
oh,
to
right,
decide,
Man,
all
it's been
powerful.
good talking with you. I can't
Yeah.
thank you enough.
We gotta
You
get
don't
you.
want to shake
We
my
gotta
hand?
get
All right.
because you're just a
Oh,
professional
you want, wait, quick
debater.
response, quick.
I'm not a
quick
professional
response.
debater.
Quick response.
I'm an atheist. Are you an atheist?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm an
You're just
atheist.
a professional fucking debate lord. You just come out here every day.
It's tricky because it's all a belief system, right?
Sir, you stepped out and started talking, and you have every right to do that, and I thank you for doing
No
that.
one walking past you all the time.
Well, you feel free to walk past me. It's just fine.
So
You can do that.
I think from what I was understanding, what you were saying, the question might be, and I wonder this too. Well, now I lost it a little bit. Are you saying that? And forgive me if I misquote.
No, just speak
either
out.
of you.
Come on, let's go. Let's
Are
get
you
it.
saying that love and emotion and feelings and goodness come from God? So essentially saying that me, who considers myself an atheist, would really be a Christian because I experience love and emotion for other people.
All right. I'm going to say this once, I hope.
Okay.
If you're an atheist, you have limited reality
True.
to matter and energy. Matter and energy. Which means it is impossible to have a free will. Because a free will means there is a me that goes beyond the complex chemical reactions in my brain. No God, no free will, because all I am is a complex chemical reaction, and you do not have a free will coming out of a complex chemical reaction. Second point, my experience of life is I can be highly disrespectful to him, not choose to shake his hand, or I can choose to shake his hand after a very spirited debate, which I have no problem with, and I've never taken a debate course once, by the way, to straighten you out on me. Instead, I can be respectful or disrespectful. I don't have to do either. Which means my experience of reality is there's more to reality than matter and energy. There is a soul, a person, a me, a personhood that has a free will, the ability to love. What is love? It is not a sex drive. Love is not a chemical reaction. Love is a free decision to forgive the guy who stuck the knife in my back. And everything within me is saying, knock him into the next generation. And instead of doing that, I freely choose to forgive and to love. That is why he cannot live out what he's saying and you cannot live out your atheism, because there's a deep part of you that says, no, I am free.